So, as you guys notice, with my Tiki, he's making a very stern expression, angry, if you will. Now, you have to remember, it's for protection, generally. But does that mean you have to make a very cranky-looking Tiki? Absolutely not. Boys and girls, you can actually make a happy Tiki, a silly Tiki, whatever Tiki you find interesting. So, for the actual demo, I'm going to make a silly Tiki. So, I'm going on my phone right now. I'm going to Google Tiki, that's T-I-K-I. Tiki, T-I-K-I, Tiki faces, and I'm going to Google it, and look, I got a billion pop-ups already, so let's look at some images off of Google. So, seems kind of scary. Let's see what kind of fun things we can find, shall we? Oh, this one looks happy. So I'm going to base my next drawing off of this drawing. You got the tongue, happy, expressions up, furrowed brows are usually angry. So the next thing you gotta do is we're actually gonna start drawing on the toilet paper. Now, guys, the toilet paper roll has, guess what? It's 3D, it's a circle, therefore I have more than one side. So guess how many Tiki faces I could technically make? That's right, 2. So, I'm gonna use the other side of my toilet paper roll to make my Tiki. I'm gonna do this really quickly, guys, because I don't want to make these videos extremely long, but I'm just going to do it as fast as I can. When looking at this, look at the shapes. Like, what do I got? I got triangles for eyes, triangle nose, kind of a U for a mouth, U-shaped teeth, flowers, you know. So make sure you're paying attention to the shapes when you're doing that. So I'm going to actually zoom in on me drawing on this right now to make sure you guys can see it. So I always like to start with the eyes. So I had those triangular eyes, right? I start with the eyes because it's a very large place and it'll tell me where I need to put everything else. Alright, so eyes. Good. Looks like they're outlined here. Let's start with the nose so we know how far to make our outline. I'll do it this way for you guys. And then it looks like another outline. We have this like headboard thing. Now, I always like to remind myself when I'm drawing on here that these are originally carved, so you need to start thinking about your toilet paper roll not so much as a piece of cardboard as much as you would think of it as like a piece of wood, right? So, and also guys, the more details you add, the more interesting and the more people are going to want to look at it, and the more you're going to like it. So please, I don't want to see just smiley faces on TPs. Let's get detailed here, guys. We got a lot of time, you know? And then I do implore you guys, when you do finish your Tikis, why don't you go ahead and send me a picture of what you've done at home so I can check it out, because I miss you guys. I think it'd be good to see some stuff from you. Let's see, they got that tongue popping up, which is totally funny. And then they got these little bubble teeth, which are like little U's. And say you guys only have one toilet paper roll, maybe there's a lot of brothers and sisters in the house, you know, like that's an empty roll. Maybe you guys can take turns, you know, sharing that roll, or even possibly, you know, using something else, like if you used a piece of paper folded over, it'd be kind of cool. Alright, so I got these little flowers up here. And we're about done with that part. So like I said, I'm only doing a quick one, but as you can tell, I've got another side of my Tiki. And how do you actually make it interesting, guys, is you add color and dark. Like if you look at this side, I took more time with it. I had actually taken the time to color in and shadow and get some depth in there. And then with this one, I've just done the outline. So if I actually go in and start coloring all that, it's going to start looking a lot detailed and more interesting visually because of this thing called contrast. And a contrast is like a light space next to a dark space to make it more interesting visually. So basically, like if I was on this side and I had only looking like right here without the black next to it, and then putting the black next to it, do you see the difference? Like this nose by itself, not as interesting. More interesting. It's because the black and white next to each other. That's contrast. Anyway, moving on from that. yeah, I'm just going to take the time to start doing this, and then I'll come back with you guys with the video where it's actually more colorful and color in, so you don't have to sit here in color. So go ahead and try. See what you can find around your house. See if you guys can find some toilet paper rolls to make some tikis.